Welcome to episode 7 of The Perfect Game. My name's Jacob and I play Circle.
My name's Adam, I play Ret.
My name's James and I play Trolls.
This time we've got one of the semi-finals of the Welsh Masters from earlier this year, and we have Alasdair playing Cygnar against Jean-Vincent Gerard from France, I believe, playing Khador.
So the Khador list is Vlad1 with Ruin, Juggernaut, Maruader, Forge Seer with Behemoth on the Forge Seer, another Forge Seer, Joe, 2 Tinkers, Field Gun, Mortar, Rifle with 3 rockets. It's not in theme, which is a bit weird, but it's an interesting list.
Yeah, and we've got Alasdair playing Haley2. This is in the heavy metal theme. It's a very similar list to one we've seen already on a video that Pat Dunford was playing. The big difference being that instead of a Hurricane, he's gone for a Stormwall. So we've got Haley2, we've got a Squire, which is 3, we've got a Stormwall, we've got a Defender, Thorn, we've got Captain Arlan Strangewayes, who's 3, we've got a Journeyman Warcaster with a Charger, we've got Jakes with a Reliant, and we've got another Charger. So we've got 2 Jacks on Allison Jakes. So she must be quite a high priority in this matchup, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and the scenario's taken hold. And if you look at the terrain, you've got 2 forests on the bottom half of the screen with a wall, an obstruction near the middle, and the big flat piece of terrain near the flag is rubble, and then flanked by 2 hills and an obstruction.
Interesting thing about the scenario here, obviously, it's one of the harder ones for Haley to just defeat and get a quick victory on.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, unless you do something silly like killbox yourself or let them score your flag. Like, the most she's going to do is probably get to 2 or 3 by the time her feat's over. Yeah,
it's not an incredibly fast scenario. But interestingly, you've got Haley opposite her flag and Vlad's opposite Haley's flag as well. So it doesn't look like Vlad's going for his flag early on.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not, though. Not pressuring scenario, or not putting any pressure to stop losing on scenario.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've got the Juggernauts to just throw at the flag.
The thing with Vlad is...
You've got Ruin and Marauder.
The thing with Vlad is he wants to keep everything in his Signs Importance bubble. So he wants to play central even when the scenario doesn't allow him to.
Yeah, it's still a 14-inch bubble, though. It's not hard to keep a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, also, though, Vlad, I suppose, does want to, because like you say with the Signs of Importance, he does want to cast that every turn, I suppose. And if he's going for that flag, sometimes it might not allow him to stay safe against Haley. So maybe it's more of a late game play, or he wants to kind of pressure Haley himself, maybe.
He could even be looking at standing behind that pillar to try and get a bit of safe cover, get the extra +4 defense.
That's true. And we've got him moving up, obviously, behind that pillar. We've got Ruin below him, Marauder below that, and then you've got Behemoth above. So he's being flanked by his Warjacks there.
Absolutely. It's kind of a non-standard list that we'd be seeing for Vlad1. Obviously, we have been seeing Vlad1 with all the rockets and then like 5 heavies. But that's kind of, obviously he's not as safe as in the Winter Guard theme because he hasn't got the all the sack pawns. That's
true. Yeah, and I suppose that being out of theme, he's managed to bring along Ruin and the Tinkers. And I suppose if Ruin can get the souls, he does have is it Arcane Vortex he's still got?
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice, but I suppose he has to get the souls first.
There are so few souls available in this heavy metal list.
Yeah.
There's not been souls in this matchup.
No, it's a shame, really.
It is. I would have liked to have seen it in Winter Guard theme. Just because he's paying for the field gun and the mortar crew as well, which obviously are both free.
Yeah, he's got all the elements of the Winter Guard theme, hasn't he? With the exception of Ruin and I suppose the Forge Seers, I guess.
You're getting Behemoth and the Forge Seers, which is nice with the feet. Not the feet, sorry. The Signs Importance.
Yeah. I mean, it does mean that this list has magical weapons, in case he's worried about Ghost Fleet.
Very true.
That's true.
One of the things I think would be interesting here is... What was I going to say? Sorry, one of the things that I think would be interesting is as a change, obviously, if we made it so that the pods had souls, we'd all be a lot happier. So if you drop a pod, you're potentially giving a soul away. And also think of the, what's going on there when he drops a pod with a soul that you then kill. So I'm all for that kind of change.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Absolutely, it'd be great.
One quick thing on the terrain. I know you've got it already. just notice that thing in the middle that's touching the top flag is rubble.
Yeah.
So there's no line of sight blocking going on there.
Yeah, which I suppose isn't great for Khador player, really, is it? It's pretty much like an open battlefield in the middle of that board.
To be honest, a lot of stuff doesn't really do much good when you're against like electroleaps anyway.
No, I suppose that's true, but there aren't that
really
many electroleaps.
You're not really looking at the electroleaps, no, not in that Haley list. That Haley list is more a gunline Haley, with the way it's built. Because obviously you've got the two main builds, and the big changes with Allison and how you built her. Well, how he's built her instead of having the Stormclad, making it quite an offensive melee output, having that range 16 threat, and having quite high damage output on it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I think Alpha's really well with TK and Temporal Accelerate, and then Energizer and a charge. It goes in fully loaded, and it's a pig to move out at Def 14 with sidekick.
Yeah, and and going back to the electrolyte thing, I think it's only the Stormwall's melee attack that's got it.
Yeah, so I mean, potentially, if you get some of the Rocketeers into that rough terrain, it might be quite hard to get out there.
Oh yeah, they're very hard to shift. I think having the open terrain is not bad for the Khador player. He's got a lot of line of sight to what he needs to, and obviously he's wanting to get some shooting off with the rockets, Behemoth, and probably the Mortar as well. The Mortar will chip out some damage and signs importance on the Stormwall.
Yeah, I mean you've got the Stormwall's moved up, and is that a charger? So line of sight's blocked to Haley, and then presumably Arcane Shield's just gone on the Stormwall.
That's what we'd expect.
Yeah.
It seems like the thing to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's not really putting any pressure on Jean's flag because he knows that he doesn't need to, because wherever Jean's caster is, and he doesn't have to advance, so he doesn't need to contest it.
Yeah. So maybe if Vlad was angling more towards his own flag, it would maybe mean that Cygnar player would have to maybe look to move something towards it at some point.
Yeah, maybe some of the Jacks from Jakes' group, because I see them there at the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got the Reliant and the Charger there, and maybe they'd have to push forward a bit further.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's always good when you can force that kind of list to have to contest, because everything kind of is pretty valuable in that list.
Yeah, just taking some shots. I imagine we're just damaging some Jacks with the Stormwall guns.
And Arlan Strangewayes can give out magic weapons, can't he?
Yeah.
So they've got a way to get around Windwall. Yep. It's quite nice.
But I mean, it's a pretty target-rich environment as well.
True.
I mean, even the one that's on the hill there, he's defense 12.
Yeah, you're not struggling to hit him.
No.
So he's advancing the whole lineup of Jacks and just generally getting ready into position so that he can feat next turn and start doing what Haley2 does.
Yeah.
I think your priority targets in the matchup are probably Ruin and Behemoth to begin with. Because you need to get rid of that Dispel early on.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you just don't want Behemoth being able to just lob shots onto Haley like later on if she's too far back. If she's like outside of an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's going to be relatively easy, I guess, for Haley to scalpel out one of the Jacks, like Behemoth at least.
Well, Ruin she won't be able to scalpel out that easy.
No, but she can get Behemoth.
You can get Behemoth, and she can get the Marauder as well. The Marauder again is something that undersigns importance with a free charge on the feet. It probably kills. I think it actually kills Stormwall. Fully loaded, under feet with signs of importance.
What, with Arcane Shield?
Yeah, it's pay 16 Weapon Master attacks, and it's got what 5 for the charge.
Yeah, I think that's one of the interesting things about this version of the list that Alasdair's playing. When you're playing the Hurricane and Thorn, as opposed to just Thorn, you can afford to throw Thorn away to like get rid of Ruin.
Yeah,
but in this case, it's not really an option because then you're left Arc Nodeless, and that's a problem. Like Thorn he's a key priority for Jean to get rid of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We should stay fairly safe on the feet turn though, I guess, so we can just bring it up, arc through it.
I I imagine he'd rock because remember Ruin reduces range on spells by 5, is it?
I was thinking more about like going for Behemoth maybe. If you could use Thorn to go out not to Behemoth on the feet turn, and then go get Ruin afterwards maybe.
Yeah,
Rune's straight spell warded.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and then Arcane Vortex as well.
Oh, I'm thinking of Mark 2, clearly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, me too.
I think it's the same in Mark 2.
Okay. Cool. So he's just measuring distances here. Obviously, the thing to remember is whenever you looking at distance from the Stormwall, add 2 inches onto whatever the charge range is for the TK. Obviously, you can't TK the Stormwall, so...
And your speed as well.
Well, yeah, obviously, remember he's going to have temporal acceleration on him.
Well, now you've got your own speed as well for dominant.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Specific characters now, so Behemoth can get Warp 4, TK 2, and then temporal accelerate. No, you can't temporal accelerate.
Yeah, I don't think you can temporarily select your own jacks or your enemy's jacks, but yeah, it's pretty miserable. Like it's one of the few advantages Horde players have in this matchup.
Yeah, she'll take a jack if she wants a jack. Like, there's not too many ways to stop it happening.
Yeah, and she can do dominate, telekinesis, and temporal acceleration in the same turn.
And she can.
Yeah, because it's
Oh, is it 4-2-2?
No, it's 4-2-3, but she can take one off the Squire.
Squire, yeah, that's true.
I mean, she's not allocating anything at that point though. So
yeah.
Is that Behemoth shooting Stormwall?
Probably.
So,
She's got Blessed Magical.
Oh, that'll do it.
Rolling some pretty hot dice.
It's power 14, isn't he, Behemoth? So it's what 5 off.
Unless he aimed. If he's aimed, it's 16.
I think he's moved up.
Yeah, and so if he aimed, it would have been 16. But if he's moved, then it's power 14, Rd6.
Oh yeah, from the is it the take aim Jack Marshall bonus?
Yeah, take aim Jack Marshall bonus. Then he'll be Blessed and Magical, so it'll be dice off 5.
Yeah, actually, Behemoth's pretty cool actually against Arcane Shield.
Signs of potencies.
Hmm.
He's gonna be chipping a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Vlad's sitting on 2 focus by the looks of it.
Yeah.
With signs of importance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of built a little bunker for himself.
Yeah.
Try and keep himself safe.
So he's got the Mortar in front, and then you've obviously got Ruin and the Marauder.
Yep. And Ruin's a really key piece for keeping yourself safe, as we spoke about, because you can't move him.
Yeah, he's got the field gun in front. The Mortar's just next to the first Forge there.
No, this is Behemoth.
Oh, okay. Must have been maybe the Mortar or something then that shot. Or
yeah, could be.
Not used to seeing many shooting jacks that aren't Behemoth.
No, that's true. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I think he's showing you some holiday slaps. Like, look where I went. It was nice.
It's probably anything that makes the Haley game a bit more enjoyable, isn't it?
Well, exactly. If you
Thinking about something else.
Exactly.
Don't play the Haley game.
Yeah. Distract the Haley player with photos of your holiday.
Whoa, that's not great for signs of importance, is it? 3 1s?
Nope.
Jesus.
That's brilliant. That's unlucky to get that.
Yeah. That was a miss on Thorn, I'd imagine, who dodged.
Yep.
We're getting better at this. By the time we get to the end of the tournament, I reckon we'll know somewhat what's going on with Cygnar.
Nope.
Yeah.
Still won't know how to beat him.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I know what they do, but they'll still beat me.
Well, clearly you just need to play Cygnar.
Clearly.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Cygnar player to play.
You say unfortunately.
Well, it's when you go to an event.
Gets rid of a 1. Like he's like it's always weird when he's dropping like a 1 and still has a 1 left on signs of importance.
It's pretty unlucky to get like double 1.
It is, but 5/5, 1/1. I'm not sure that's that bad. I suppose it is actually. That's only just average.
Yeah.
5/5, 1/1. Yeah.
It's 11 after you get rid of the dice, which is average.
It's probably under average.
Yeah. I mean,
you had about 2.
Yeah, you're always gonna get spiky dice with one way or the other. Like it never feels right. If we were questioning whether Jean was from France, I think that sleeve is a good indication.
Yeah, good spot.
No, I'm only saying so because we did have Belgian players there as well.
No, we did. Yeah, that's why I was a bit. What did tell?
Another 2-1s on Signs Importance.
Good so far.
Yeah, that's
making sure he's getting the average result.
Yeah, like this is kind of shocking. All right. I mean, I think he really wanted to obviously remove Thorn.
Yeah.
And I think he'd
remove or cripple the art node, maybe. I suppose that doesn't really help with Arlan Strangewayes nearby.
Is he the guy just next to the wall?
I think so, yeah.
So I don't think he would have been in 5 of where Thorn was.
Maybe you can always telekinesis him forwards.
Oh God, you can, yeah. Or you can throw another spell through Thorn and then reaction drive Thorn back towards Arlan.
Yeah, you can always.
Yeah, but if you did that, then you're kind of not using Thorn anyway for that activation.
Maybe, but there are ways to get Arlan Strangewayes to Thorn if he's outside of 5. You know, you can TK him, temporal accelerate him.
Can you temporal accelerate Arlan Strangewayes?
Yeah, I'm sure Graham's done it at our club.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw Jimmy Stark do it once as well.
So could you do that to get the double spray at some point if you ever wanted to get the assassination through the double spray?
Yeah, target friendly faction model gains +2 inches of movement when advancing and can make 1 additional ranged or melee attack. So yes, you can double spray with Arlan Strangewayes.
Stupid stuff.
Speed 7 Arlan Strangewayes with 2 sprays with crit disruption. Actually, it might not be too bad.
You're all laughing, and then look at that. Oh right, yeah, that's legit.
That's pretty legit.
So Alasdair is doing this thing that all Haley2 players do, where they start making you go, "Oh, I've died, haven't I?" He's measuring the range on Thorn. He's measuring
the charger shot.
Yeah.
Because presumably Vlad has not cast Windwall. He's just cast Signs Importance.
Silly Vlad.
Yeah, if he's camping, he had to have cast just Signs Importance.
Yeah.
That's just really risky when you've got Stormwall, Defender, and 2 chargers. And a Reliant as well. So then, what range are they, like 10 or 12?
The thing you have to understand, though, in Jean's defense, is that a lot of these mistakes that you make in your everyday play, if you don't get punished for them, usually, you keep making them. And it's only when you play against one of these like world-class Cygnar players, which unfortunately we have, a couple in the UK, that suddenly you start realizing that you're making a lot more mistakes than you thought you were, because you're now getting punished for things that you do every game and never got punished for before.
Yeah.
And that can be a lot of what's happening here.
And being in the semi-finals, it's going to be a high-pressure situation. Obviously, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to handle high pressure, but it's going to be a bit stressful.
He's on stream as well.
Yeah.
And
especially if you're not used to being on stream as well.
Yeah. And one of the things that makes this relatively safe is that he knows that it's going to be a feat turn. So he knows that
he's not
all he's going to do is take more shooting.
Yeah, he can go for the assassination. If it fails, then he's not risking anything. It's not like everything's in charge range all of a sudden of all the Khador jacks. It's
exactly the cost for failure is very, very small.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So, what's Vlad's stats like? What's he like?
15, 16.
15, 16.
Yeah.
And with 18 hit points.
I think it's less than that. Is it?
5, 10, 18. He's got 18 hit points.
Okay.
It's 15, 16 with 18 hit points and 2 focus on him.
That is a run from Thorn.
Yep.
Making sure that he's within 10 inches of Vlad.
Probably get like a boosted TK.
Yeah.
Third round.
So you don't boost because of future sight. Yep. Yeah. So he's going to TK Vlad 2 inches forward. Turn him around because that's what you do.
Moving away from everything.
Yeah.
And he's probably not within an inch of that obstruction either to get any kind of cover.
I mean, that's no more like 2 inches, isn't it? We can see.
Yeah.
Right.
He's camping 3. Sorry, Vlad, not 2.
Yeah,
cool.
he would have. He would have spent.
I was wondering where the other one went. Yeah.
So we're now going to see. Is she going to throw anything else at him? Going to throw a time bomb, maybe? Knocks over one of his jacks.
He's going to kick the charger, I think.
Yeah.
Is he getting the forest? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a feat, doesn't it?
Yeah, feet there.
Yeah.
Catches all the heavies, which is the most important part.
Yep. There's your token.
Spending the rest of his focus, is he TKing the charger closer, I assume?
Yeah.
And I assume he'll temporarily accelerate the Stormwall as well.
Yeah, you get the extra cannon shot.
Yeah.
Should secure.
Yeah, charger hits. Does some damage.
Yeah.
Looks like a fair bit of damage.
It's rolled a 3, 3, and a 6 there by the looks of it.
Yeah, so that's what, dice off 4?
Yep. So 8 points
7.
of damage, so it takes 3 or something like that with after the focus.
Second shot. That's not a great roll.
Yeah, you can see Vlad's card there. He's got, well, you can just about see it, about 10 points left or something like that. And he's still got Stormwall, Reliant, the charger.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Vlad.
Yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
not.
if the Stormwall hits most of his shots, Stormwall can just finish it anyway.
Well, is the Stormwall in aim range? That's the question.
You probably want to get the little guns in as well, though, don't you? Because it's what, 10, 12?
Suppose, yeah.
I know it's big, it's more than that. Can't remember the range of them.
I will let you know. Stormwall, big guns, range 14 per 15, and the chain guns are range 10 per 10.
I mean, it's extra shots if you can get them in.
Yep. I mean, he's down to defense 12. Oh, there we go. All gone.
Yeah.
And you can see a big smile on Jean's face there as he knows,
I messed up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a high pressure situation. This kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
And so we will be back with the final, I think.
Yeah, it's just the final game. Alasdair against Pat Dunford, Cygnar and Cygnar.
Because I mean, that's nice. We haven't seen much Cygnar on stream this weekend, so it'd be good to.
Yeah, it's good to give him some airtime, isn't it? I think.
Exactly. They're an underrepresented faction.